Liverpool's John Conteh, surely one of the finest British boxers ever to step foot in the ring. Here's Conteh making the second defence of his WBC World Light Heavyweight title against the formidable Mexican Yaqui Lopez in Denmark. Conteh had captured British, Commonwealth and European honours before going on to be crowned world champion in 1974. Lopez had 31 wins on his resume and nothing to lose in this fight.
Conteh obviously hoping to shake a lot of that ring rust out now, but in tremendous condition. 12 stone, 6¼ pounds. Lopez, 12 stone, 5. Lopez in training has shown that he flicks this left hand out, and Lopez trying to keep the champion at bay with it, so it's up to Conteh to duck and dive and get inside the punches. And remember, when you're scoring, that the blows should be delivered with the knuckle part of the glove onto the target areas. So blows around the sides and arms do not really count. Lopez never been knocked out or stopped in 35 fights. And Conteh obviously got to find that punch timing, but he hasn't used that right hand yet. He's saving that a bit. Just a feeling punch with the right hand, a short one. He's been practicing that in the gymnasium, I notice. Doesn't put the knockout punch into every right hand shot, but hurts with them. Sensible reconnaissance first round then for the world champion. Needs to box himself into shape, as they say in the professional game, and to get his distance. We don't quite know the punch strength of Lopez yet. He stopped 17 opponents. As we come up then for the countdown for the first round, and the first solid punch, I would have thought, coming from Conteh with that left hook. So round 3, and a rather weak bell here, so if there's a flurry of punches and the crowd are roaring, we're going to have trouble hearing that. For the uninitiated, a World Championship scheduled for 15 rounds. Intelligent boxing, seems to me, by both champion and challenger. Not expending too much energy, both trying to pave their way in and seek the openings. And I like the way they're standing almost toe-to-toe. The amateurs tend to dart around the ring and get too much daylight between them. Well, and this is the unquestionable match of the day and night, because you can't top a World Championship, and with no First Division soccer on the box tonight, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jimmy Hill walking in here. close as I am to the ringside here, honestly, you can almost hear their brains working. Lopez's didn't work too well there because he caught that left hook. And obviously that's the way that Conteh hoped to win. He's improved that left hand considerably since he's had to nurse the right hand punch. And they're really starting to warm up now in this round, both putting their punches together a bit faster and a bit harder. Well, Lopez takes a good punch. I think we're soon going to find out. And they're saying in Conteh's corner to keep it cool. This is the pattern that they were hoping for as we come up on the countdown now to the end of the third round. And it's looking good for Conteh, and we'll be back in a minute. So round 5. Sort of quarter-mile stage here. And obviously not too much in it. If you're going to score on the quality of punch, then Conteh is just ahead. And this challenger keeps prodding away with that left hand, and no doubt the German referee's taking good sight of that. Well, the game here is really to catch the opponent's eye and that of the referee and judges, if you can help it. The judges come from France and Italy. That right-hand punch of Lopez has lost its impact there by the time it caught Conteh on the face. A bit too long. No doubt in my mind at all that the Mexican-American can ship a bit of punishment, all right. He's used to the rough rides. He did predict this on World of Sport today. He said this is going to be a tough fight either way. And at least hoping to maintain his record of not being stopped. No question about it, Conteh limiting the use of that right hand. When he lets it go, he wants it to really count. Doesn't want to waste it or catch Lopez on the top of the head and cause any further damage. Had to have a bone graft to harden that right hand up. And this is the first time that he's had the 8-ounce gloves on in 14 months. That's the way to pave it now. That's the way that Conteh's got to keep using that left hand to open up Lopez. They're working up now, both of them, to a better punch rhythm. As the countdown comes on the last 10 there for the 5th round. And John Conteh well on top of the bell at the 5th, and we'll be back in a minute. So welcome back then for round 8. Past the halfway stage now in the light heavyweight championship of the world. A little bit of hesitancy in John Conteh's boxing tonight. And he certainly picked no mug as a challenger here. This fellow rose from obscurity there in Stockton, California, where he and the rest of his seconds of corner played bit parts in John Huston's film Fat City to get himself up to the world #2 spot. In the The #1 goes to Victor Galindez, who's claiming the rival WBA championship. I think Conteh will have to open up and mix it with Lopez now. Often wonder if Conteh really misses the British crowd to drive him on as he used to have at Wembley. And a switch to southpaw there by Lopez. He might have confused himself a bit more than he did Conteh. We don't often see that with a top-grade fighter. That means, of course, that they turn right hand and right foot forward. It's an American baseball expression. Conteh allowing the pace to drop a bit here. I'm wondering at the end of this round if Kenny Buchanan agrees with that. He picked that right-hand punch well. Doesn't seem to have any trouble with the hand there. So with a minute to go in round 8, Conteh realising that he's got to double up his punches a bit. Well, the champion showed Lopez that punch, didn't he? Almost sent a telegram with it. But Lopez got the message. He can't put his head in the way. So the last 10 then of round 8. Welcome back then for round 10. And in the home straight, as it were, we're wondering how Conteh's going to get on now, because it's shown a little bit too much hesitancy for my part. And if they're both saving themselves for the run in, that's going to be quite a fight. Referee keeping well out of the picture there. Surprisingly, I think, not saying anything to them to spur them on a bit. Often British referees will be quietly urging them on. Lopez trying to match Conteh for the left jab and often succeeding there. Not too much of a hard hitter, I would have thought, Lopez, in this world class. And his record doesn't show that, but he's fought a few tough nuts in his time. And the last man that he defeated, Jesse Burnett, is very well feared in American rings. Well, it really is left for left there, isn't it? That's English taught boxing there. Good amateur stuff that he learned up at Kirby Club at Liverpool. What a great amateur John Conteh was, and the pity he didn't box in the Olympic Games. He, of course, won the Commonwealth gold medal at Edinburgh. Conteh riding that long right hand from the back of the hall than it does close up. But he's being urged by his family here at ringside, by the corner, Conteh, to really whip that left hook in. If he's saving the right, he's got to work with the left hand more. I'm assured by the seconds in the corner that Conteh does have no trouble with the right hand. He's not complaining at all. But he's certainly favouring it. So we come up now for round 11, with Lopez just having a little cut, a nick in the left eyebrow there. The American seconds were using the adrenaline pad in the corner there just to staunch the blood. It's very little. Conteh, of course, experienced over the 15-round course, and Lopez is not. He's only travelled to 12 rounds for the Californian state title. Conteh fought Chris Finnegan, and one of their 2 fights lasted 15, and Jorge Hamada went to 15, and a Commonwealth Championship against Baby Boy Rolly. Definitely a bit of fire missing, isn't there, with John Conteh? And it must be a worry, certainly for him and also for the people around him. His brother Tony, who's taking over more or less the managerial ranges round the ringside. But a good start there now. When he jabs away with that left hand, Conteh, he can't miss Lopez. Lopez got a cut above the left eye there. I didn't see any clash of heads causing that. A lot of Conteh's opponents do get cut. Lonnie Bennett did, Chris Finnegan did in a fight. But Lopez had apparently been cut in fights before on the corner of taking care of it. But it's obviously a handicap. It certainly doesn't help. It doesn't look too bad an injury, I must say. Just pulling on a bit there, Conteh, with the left hand. The referee, as Ken Buchanan said, taking no notice. To the end of the 11th round. The referee Druce from Germany there, making sure that both boxers are aware that the handshakes procedure's got to go through in the last round. They're just touch gloves, no doubt, and that's about all they'll get. Almost like the pleasantries that a dentist offers you before he puts you in the chair. So it's the 15th round. And after the decision, hopefully we'll get a quick word with Conteh on how he feels about this performance. Win, lose or draw, as they say. But of course, Conteh's punches have been cleaner, more of them, more on target. But it's far from the runaway win that people expected, isn't it? Bob Foster and Victor Galindez are feeling, as they're watching Conteh here, saying, we want to get in there with him. Certainly Victor Galindez was a bit naughty before the fight, really giving Conteh a touch of the verbals. See, there's still some power left in that Conteh right hand. He's taken a few more chances with it in the last round. Look at that, doubling up with the left hand. This is as good as I've seen Conteh box for a long time. This is the sort of stuff that won him junior and amateur senior titles. So with 1 minute to go in this light heavyweight championship of the world from Copenhagen, Conteh a little bit puffed around the face, but always seeking to pile those points up. I'll sort the mathematics out at the end of this one. So, of course, it happens to be a knockdown near the bell here. The bell would, in fact, interrupt the count. And certainly, Conteh now has left it too late for a spectacular knockout. And he's got to hope that the referee and judges have seen the fight the same as everybody else, and that includes you. There is good close-up of the champion.
Og stadig verdensmester John Conteh.
So that's it. John Conteh retains his World Light Heavyweight Championship.
So a highly technical fight, and it could have gone either way, I think you'll agree. As for Conteh, he defended his title once more before being stripped for failing to meet his mandatory challenger, and it was a hard luck story for Lopez from here on in. He fought for the crown 4 more times without success, but what a marvellous operator he was too. Thanks very much for watching. Classic memories of John Conteh. We hope you've enjoyed them. See you again for more here soon on BT Sport.